Now, first story, dancehall musician Stonebwoy is assisting the Dansoman police with investigations to unravel circumstances surrounding the chaos that characterized last Saturday's Ghana Music Awards. His rival, Shatawale, is however not at the Tesano police station as he had posted on social media. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
I'm here at the Tesano police station. You remember yesterday, Charles Niyama Mensah, popularly known as Shatawale, first announced his arrest on social media. That was sometime around 9:45 p.m. He announced to his followers and also made statements seemingly suggesting that he's facing some kind of injustice of assault. He said a gun was pointed at him, and now he has also been arrested. Well, he came back with another post on Facebook that was sometime around 9:54 p.m. Announcing that he was going to be sleeping here at the Tesano police station. He urged his fans to go live on Facebook and sing his songs till he returns. And he also talked about how he feels the enemy will not be able to bring him down. Even 1,000 of them will not be able to, bring him down. That post got 15,000 likes on Facebook alone. Well, we've been doing our checks here at the Tesano police station, and we are told that Charles Niyama Mensah Shatawale was brought here briefly yesterday, but was taken to another location. Some sellers here at the police station have been confirming that. We've also been speaking to one of the commanders here at the Tesano police station. We are here at the Dansoman police station. Here I can confirm to you that Stonebwoy is actually here at the Dansoman police station, and he is actually sitting in a room directly behind me where we have the multi-TV decoder. That happens to be the crime officer's office here at the Dansoman police station. We were upstairs some minutes ago. We saw him together with members of his management team. He's dressed in a black shirt, black trousers, and then in a white shoe. We saw his manager with him. He's well known as Black CD. He was seated in a sofa in the office of the crime officer. We also saw some management members standing outside on the corridor where he is right now. We approached one of the team members to speak to them on what they make of current happenings, but he said he's not going to speak to us. He said the CEO himself has already issued a statement apologizing for what happened at the Accra International Conference Center, so he is not going to make any comments for now, and he advised us to speak to the police rather, because they should be in a position to tell us what is happening. We got closer to the commander of the Dansoman Divisional Headquarters here. He would also not give us any information. He only told us to get in touch with the Public Relations Officer of the Accra Region Police, Ifya Tenge, so she can give us, the information about what is happening currently. He said the incident did not happen in his jurisdiction, so he cannot grant any interviews right now. But as it stands right now, what appears to be some sort of interrogation is still ongoing in that office right behind me, Benes.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of Charterhouse Productions, organizers of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, has said the confusion which ensued on stage could have been prevented if she had foreknowledge that the security of either artist was not guaranteed. According to Stonebwoy in particular, Stonebwoy in particular never told her outfits that he felt unsafe around Shatawale, except for the social media rivalry she sees and reads about. She, however, commended the police for the professional manner they managed the incident. Madam spoke to my colleague on Joy News.
All the security plottings and arrangements and measures had been put in place, and so we were quite taken off guard with this new development as it occurred. There was some screening done, but obviously what showed us is that there was a clear breach in the arrangements that were made, and these are things that we'll need to review and put more stringent measures in place, working closely with security authorities. Stoneboy was saying that he was receiving threats and all that. That was not brought to our notice as organizers.
Okay.
So if that had been formally presented to us as an, I'm feeling insecure or I'm feeling threatened, I mean, because I'm facing threats, I need you to provide extra security or be cognizant of this situation so you can prepare, then we would have made those adequate measures and had that kind of briefing session with the police that, okay, this is what we need from you, but this is a threat that we need to look at.
Okay.
But we were not aware of some of these things, except what we see in social media all the time as in the so-called beef.
Okay.
Yeah, but if Stoneboy felt that threatened, he did not make it known to us as the organizers, because we would have put in extra measures to ensure that that threat was nullified, but we were not made aware. So maybe that's what he means by the police were not aware of some of these things, which we were also caught on the blind side.
Away from that story, Burkinabés who are tripping to Ghana to seek asylum are yet to know their status in the country. The Ghana Immigration Service is still in the process of profiling asylum seekers, according to the MCE who spoke with us earlier on News Desk.
Profiling is still ongoing. It is not done yet. It started yesterday and to continue today. But your second question as to whether we are giving them the refugee status, the decision doesn't just lie on me, because these are international issues. So that instruction will come from above. So far yesterday, what they've done is they were able to do 100 plus. By the close of the day, we should be able to know the exact number of the people living in the area. They are foreigners. Our communication is not always effective. And I've also realized that even coming from where they themselves, a lot of them are not able even to read and write, even where they are, the language they are coming from. So, but they gave made mention of Al Qaeda in the area.
Now, residents of Tontokrom in Amansia South District have denied allegations of engaging the police in a shootout last week. Police had reported a clash between SWAT team and a mob wielding guns, resulting in injury of 6 people, including a policeman. The SWAT team picked up 3 persons in connection with alleged robbery. After missing suspects, they had gone to arrest on court warrants. Now, residents admit blocking of road to prevent police from leaving the town. They, however, explain they took the action to confirm the plainclothes personnel were actually police due to frequent robberies in the area. Nane Aljima visited the community and filed this report.
Amid invocation of curses, Emmanuel Asante chastises people he says caused his arrest for no wrong done. His wife, Lempin Faustina Pokuya, alleges police personnel who arrested her husband at dawn injured her in the process. She explains her ordeal.
She says, I had them bang the door, so I went to open. They identified themselves as police. I was naked, so I asked them to wait for me to find an attire to wear before they enter, but they still will not listen.
Kwejo Ado is one of the 3 who were apprehended.
They broke into my room and started hitting me with the butt of their guns. I had a cut on my face and knuckles. They continued beating me till we got to Kumasi.
Mining company Benvico reported a case of robbery against the young men and other members of the community. 4 people were arrested, while others were being pursued by police. The residents say they had tried to stop the mining company from working on a concession under litigation. Benedicta Onyina gives details.
Letter to Minister, Minerals Commission.
She said, we have petitioned all stakeholders on 23rd May 2018 to stop everyone from mining here. Then, the Minerals Commission sent us Benvico's publication notice and we wrote back to them. We want the court case determined before this concession is given out.
The young men claim they had returned guns they seized from the miners to police before the police invaded their town. Young men who blocked road deny exchanging fire with police. They explain why they confronted the police. We saw the car pass and later gunshots. Recently, some armed robbers came in similar manner, so we wanted to know who they were because the police inscribed on the vehicle wasn't visible. We stopped the vehicle when it got here. When we got closer, we discovered the plainclothes man in the front seat was masked. We asked him to identify himself, but he refused. They started shooting all over when we denied them passage. Residents had picked empty shells and also pointed to holes in walls and ports allegedly created by the gunshots. All 7 suspects who were in police custody were granted bail by the Bekwai District Court on Friday. The court decision has, however, angered District Chief Executive Officer William Asante Bediako, who says it is a threat to security. He maintains Benvico Mining Company has the license to mine on the concession.
We were on the streets threatening everybody. You will not be happy if just yesterday and today the 7 guys are all granted bail. Because you have the right to grant them bail, but if you grant bail and it could heighten tension in the area, what do you do? And for me, I've had this experience since I came. People are engaging in illegal mining when they are arrested by assembly task force, and when the police come in and they take them to the courts, they are granted bail, sometimes just a caution, and these people go back. And you are there and you'll be receiving calls that people are doing illegal mining in your area. What do? You cannot shoot them.
Now, medical care as the Focus Orthopedics Hospital has saved Ghana about $400 million. This includes 60,000 patients' reviews and nearly 4,000 surgeries. That notwithstanding, over 2,000 children, mostly Ghanaians, are awaiting financial support for surgeries. That's according to the Chief Executive of the Focus Orthopedics Hospital, Professor Oheneba Boakye-Ejay. To enable these children receive the required medical attention, Professor Boakye-Ejay is advocating the establishment of a national endowment fund to cater for scoliosis patients in the country.
Professor Oheneba Boakye-Ejay made the call at the 3rd annual fundraising gala held in Accra Saturday, May 18, 2019. The internationally acclaimed complex spine surgeon and founder of Focus said the cost of scoliosis treatment is not sustainable if it is left to the patient and the hospital alone.
The success of our sustainability efforts will require a major campaign to build an endowment fund, which is what is done in the United States. Harvard has about $1 billion endowment fund, Columbia the same. And when my son applied to Tufts University for medical school, it's about $87,000 a year. I had to pay for all of it. But there was a kid from Harlem who also got into the same medical school, had no money, and had free tuition because of the endowment fund. And that's the way it should be. We can raise $50 million to keep Focus Hospital running in perpetuity, but we'd love to come back every year and have a party. But let's have the endowment fund. Our work to date has saved close to $400 million. If you look at 60,000 patients reviewed, over 4,000 operations, if all these patients had to go abroad for care, that's $400 million that we have saved. So we at Focus are doing what is necessary. We have done what is possible, but let us do the impossible. And I believe with God's help, we can.
Guest speaker at the 2019 fundraising dinner, Dr. Sam Juna commended the hospital for the immense contribution to the country's healthcare delivery system. He urged for a national support to sustain its operations.
According to the World Health Organization, Ghana spent $68, equivalent to about 350 cedis, per capita on healthcare in 2016. The operations performed at Focus can cost anything up to $10,000 per patient. By simple arithmetic, we know that if we try to fund the operations needed by the patients on Focus's backlog, we'll make a very serious dent in the national healthcare budget. Since its inception, Focus has made a tremendous contribution to the medical landscape. Over 6,000 patients have been treated, about 4,000 major operations from as much as have been carried out from as many as 45 different countries. Focus has achieved this feat with the support of well-meaning individuals and organizations, but there's so much more to be done. There's a great deal for expansion, maintenance, more medical practitioners, so that no life is lost because of a treatable orthopedic condition.
Patients who have successfully undergone treatment at Focus shared their testimonies.
I'll never ever let you go. I'll never ever let you go. Oh, this is serious, I know. And it just my command. What can seem to be a good muscle? Shake your fire, babe.
Still live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Daze. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Now, Child Rights International Ghana is calling on the Ghana Police Service to, as a matter of urgency, apologize to the families of the 3 missing Takadi girls. According to Bright Appiah, the police must establish an interface discussion with the family to help ease the emotional effects they are currently going through. Mr. Appiah also called on the state to provide some social services, such as a clinical psychologist for the family, as they anticipate the return of the girls. He's also called on Parliament to haul the gender and interior ministers to the floor of Parliament to answer questions regarding the way and manner they have dealt with the issue. My colleague, Ifwa Evans-Chinri, joins me on the phone with more. Ifwa, what are the other concerns that Mr. Appiah has put forward?
Right. Hi, Daniel. According to Child Rights International, they've observed that although the issue has gained more media publicity, and that seems to have pushed the Ghana Police Service to act more, the entire situation has not yet gotten its deserved government agencies responsible for social welfare attention. He's saying this because apart from the ongoing criminal investigation by the police, nothing has been done to the family's social fitness. When they visited the family in April last year, according to Bright Appiah, the parents of these girls were in a bad state of emotional torture and are constantly trying to deal with the whole matter in a wrong way. So basically, they are seeking what the state can do for the family of the missing girls. They're also calling on government to collaborate with the neighboring countries to help find these girls, which is moving beyond the internal security of the country to other countries, adding that kidnapping issues must not be taken for granted and must be considered as a national crisis. Daniel?
Thank you very much, Ifwa, for that update. Now, in the wake of terror threats and warnings, warnings that jihadists are targeting churches and looking to radicalize youth in the West African sub-region, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is assuring Muslim communities of the NPP administration's commitment to develop and bring prosperity to Zongos and inner cities. The Vice President, who has been addressing Muslims at Aguna Nyakrom as part of his tour of the central region, called for renewed confidence in government. Richard Kojonyako has more.
The Vice President gave 3 reasons for his tour to the mosque and the Zongo communities in the central region. First, to fellowship with them as a Muslim. Second, to ask for prayers to strengthen him to continue offering his best for the nation. And thirdly, to thank them for voting for the MPP and also standing solidly behind the government. Dr. Bawumia intimates there couldn't have been a better government than the MPP government led by the President Nana Akufo-Addo. and the establishment of the Zongo Development Fund and the ministry should boost their confidence.
For the first time in the history of Ghana, since independence, first time, yet is Minister for Zongo and Inner City Development about. First time I established ministry in charge of Zongo. First time. Now I Zongo Development Fund. Since independence, there hasn't been any budget that had captured separately resources to develop inner cities and Zongos. The 2017 budget amply demonstrates government's commitment to the Zongos. It won't be long, we shall start seeing the dividends in the Zongo communities. This means the president loves you very much. Zongo Development Fund. First time. So Sasikano
Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, assured them of the commencement of main infrastructure resources in the many Zongos and the inner cities across the country.
Because in the next 2 months, they say the Obroni Freno commencement warrant. You best start development projects. Was Zongo communities anymore ya ama obie who say Zongo Development Fund na Kufuado kan ho asem no no kre apem.
We have secured a commencement warrant to start many projects. All eyes shall see what the Zongo Development Funds are being used for. So some of the requests you have placed before us would be responded directly by the Vice President. To tell you the truth, building mosque cannot be funded by the Zongo Development Fund. The Vice President supported the Muslims with some foodstuffs to help them in their fasting period. Richard Kwejenyakon, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Still up ahead in business, a lack of coordination among regulatory agencies stifling hospitality industry.
We have cases where this one hotel, there'll be somebody from NADMO who will come and check whether your surroundings is okay, whether your fire is well. Fire service also does the same thing. The GTA also does the same thing.
Daryl Crow has more.